near top corner from Matheus Nunes, but it will be a goal kick. Oh, sorry, it was Campbell.
Yeah,
it will be a goal kick.
He's done well to win that, because there's a lot of bodies in and around that near post. He's risen the highest. In the end, it wasn't unchallenged, but he's the first to it. And anyway, it's almost up. I think that soon as Kepa pumps this ball down the field, I think the referee will blow his whistle. A very, very satisfying afternoon's work from everyone.
And indeed, Simon Hooper does blow, and most of Stamford Bridge is still in, and most of Stamford Bridge stands. Steve Davison, Graham Potter. Shake hands down there. Job done. Lots to enjoy. Lots to enjoy about that performance, Jason Cundy.
Indeed.
With Chelsea youth to the fore, and a young American and a young German on the score sheet. That was excellent.
Yes, it was, and this was a sort of performance that we really wanted to back up what we saw in midweek as well. You look at what's going on around us, and there's been one or two. There's some big games tomorrow taking place. You know, one, of course, in around about 35 minutes' time as well. So we need to make sure we take care of business, and boy, did we do it today. Very impressed. Conor Gallagher, in particular, in the opening exchanges. Mason Mount, my man of the match. I have to say, Aspie, first half, outstanding. Cucurella grew into the game. Really pleased for Broja to get his first goal. There's a lot of positives about today's performance.
At the end of a very positive week, because the Champions League group was a pressurised affair. You don't often get 1 point out of 6 from your first two and it be comfortable or even end in progress, but actually, just because of one or two of those other things that happened with the draws as well really helped out. Yep. And suddenly that one win, and it makes it all very bunched up.
Well, we could have gone top, and now the results gone out. Well, that's how tight that group is.
But now Potter and co going to Milan, and that group's like that. It's a 4-0 followed by a 3-0. Goals are being scored, clean sheets are being kept. He's got 3 wins and a draw and no defeats. That looks lovely, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you know, there's been one or two of those moments that you look at, in particular the Crystal Palace, the Thiago Silva, red or yellow, those little moments, need them to go your way, and as it does. But today, it does feel as though we're now starting to slowly but surely see what Potter's Chelsea really does look like.
At the moment, it looks like a team that wins a lot, and Potter is applauding down there, folks, and so is Conor Gallagher, and clapping the fans as just the last of the players finally making away. We wondered how long it would take to get Jorginho off, and the answer is I think he's going to be the last human being off the pitch at this rate. He is still down there. He might have got away with one there today. Reece James just coming off as well. Chalobah enjoying the fact that he's got 90 minutes, which is good to see, because that's only happened for him once this season. And over on the far side by the West Stand, Kepa is over there, and who's that? Is that Broja? It is, and Azpilicueta, the captain, as well. Lots of good things about this, and a really well-taken goal by Armando Broja. Family Broja will be happy with that. Yeah, how many strikers do you need scoring goals now, Jason? Aubameyang, Havertz and Broja all been doing it in the last week. And competition for places, don't we always say it?
We wanted to see that. I wanted to see Broja get his chance, and there's been one or two chances and times when he's come off the bench.
That was great, Dylan.
Impressive style. Today's the game, though. You know, I remember my first goal for Chelsea. It's an unbelievable, you know, delighted for him. So that, yeah, competition for place and options, Ben. Very different strikers, all three of them, or front men. There's you know, strikers in the true sense of the word.
Yeah. Two are strikers, one is not, but yes.
There you go.
So he's got his first one just after Aubameyang got his first and then got his second. Conor Gallagher got his first. Potter got his first win. It's been a very good week these last. From about the 92nd minute at Selhurst Park till now, it's been absolutely brilliant the last week. And now it feels like they go to Italy with a very different mindset than they would have a week ago.
Also, what Potter's team selection told us, that he wanted to rest some of his big heads. Aspie was outstanding tonight. I mean, he really did deputise. So he's come in. I need a big performance from you today, skipper. And boy, did he deliver up and down. It's not his game. That's not Aspie's strength. But my God, had Reece put that sort of performance in the first half, we'd be saying, well played, Reece. Yeah. That's how good he was. And he's been able to rest a few. So he knows the team he wants to go in this big game. It's a must-not-lose game. I think the draw would not be the worst.
That'd be all right.
You know, wouldn't be the worst, bearing in mind where we are. And we, of course, the head-to-head will keep us above AC Milan. So that's absolutely crucial. So, yes, it's been a very, very good last 10 days-ish, something like that, since we come back from international duty.
And there is almost nothing better for a boss than to take, I suppose, a bit of a risk. Yes, slightly inferior opposition, but to make a load of changes and it not matter, where you can go from a 4-0 with one team to a 3-0 when you make 7 changes. You're like, brilliant. I know I can rely on X and Y and Z if I need to make those changes to what might be my more usual, because people who don't always start did today, like Trevor Chalobah, like Christian Pulisic, first start of the season. And what a lovely goal from him, by the way, because, a lot of us get quite frustrated with Christian.
Yes, we do.
And he's even, including today, actually.
Yeah, there were moments that first half where I felt that Christian was on the periphery, just, and it is a big game for him, it's a World Cup coming up.
When you haven't started once, any game's a big game.
Yeah, and he took his goal ever so well. But opportunity knocks, and when you get your chance, especially at a club like Chelsea, the squad is so deep, and we've seen so many players make their debuts and getting their first goals, and so that squad now is starting to really thicken out. So well done him. Chalobah, as I said, Ben, in the commentary, I've never really seen him have a bad game at all. I think he's another option there, and who knows how long Wesley Fofana is going to be out as well. So whether we play a 4 or 3, Chalobah can slot in.
Well, we're all very happy up here on the gantry. A job well done. Another good day at the office, another clean sheet, another win for Potter Ball. Back to you lot down there, wherever you are.
Thank you very much, boys. Yeah, see you, boys. Appreciate that. Nice one. Little wave from Jason Cundy there. Not too much. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah, boys, what a result. Fantastic finish, fantastic win. And let's start with the final piece of action. Armando Broja. What a goal.
Oh, what a ball. I could talk about Armando Broja for days. Yeah, look, he's getting minutes here and there, and it's tough to do that, right? But to come on, and from the instant he's on, those 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it might be, even less, to be pressing like they are, to be going full effort for it, and then to take the goal like he did as well. It's not easy to spin the defender. We spoke previously about how good Wolves have been defensively, and they still weren't too bad here today. Chelsea was just very, very good. That goal was taken like a proven Premier League goal scorer, and I'm sure he'll be doing that for many years to come.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and like a lot of these tweets that are coming in, an impressive performance in general. Good to see Broja get his first Chelsea goal. Dan, with these tweets that we're seeing coming in, a lot of admiration, rightly so, for Armando Broja. Brilliant finish. Like Zach said, that's a proper centre-forward Premier League goal scorer. His first of many, you'd imagine.
Everything was great, honestly, the way he hit the channel, managed to turn the defender inside out and then put it bottom corner. We got a beautiful view of it as well. It was the goal of an actual, a real goal scorer. We know what he is because, we made him. He's come through Cobham. He was brilliant on loan, and he's back here and showing that he can score that type of goal. It shows us that we don't necessarily always have to go out shopping for strikers. We've got Rice at home.
It's good.
It's a great point, and we made the point before the game as well about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's influence on the team as well. If you're Armando Broja coming in, you think, okay, well, I've got Aubameyang that's on the bench. I need to make sure that he's comfortable sitting down and prove why that I can get the start.
It's all about driving each other, right? It's all about fighting for your place. I mean, if you're Graham Potter now, like, you go into each game and you go, okay, Kai scored a goal today. He played very well. Armando Broja played very well when he was on, scored a goal. Aubameyang scored a goal in the previous game. Obviously, you would have assumed they're resting Aubameyang for the next game, but they're good problems to have. You'd rather have these problems. And look, if they're, God forbid, say there's an injury, you have the depth there. That's something that we kind of struggled with at times. And to see like the loan move that he had obviously at Southampton last year, to him to come back and essentially he left as a boy and he's returned as a man. He really, really has. He's come up against Premier League defenders, which aren't easy to do it, and he's shown his experience just from that 1 year. Imagine what's going to be. It's mad.
You spoke about that maturity there. Same could be said for Trevor Chalobah and Conor Gallagher. 2 impressive performances for both of them today.
Yeah, and I'm even more impressed with the clean sheet than I am the 3 goals. Conor Gallagher was excellent all game. Chalobah was excellent. We say that, we know we can say that because it was a quiet game for him, and against a threatening front line, Diego Costa, Podence, there was more than enough trouble to be caused by Wolves, but they were kept at bay very well. It wasn't, last-ditch challenges or anything like that. It was all very, very comfortable. So it shows the maturity that these players are getting. It's a young team, a young squad, a lot of academy graduates, but they're all bedding in very, very well.
I'm exaggerating the point slightly, Zach, but we saw Liverpool kind of their whole season going to a bit of a tailwind when they lost Van Dijk and they lost Matip as well. Chelsea today have been without Wesley Fofana, without Thiago Silva, and all of a sudden have come up against the Wolves side that really had nothing to lose today.
We have to give a massive shout out for Azpilicueta, who stepped in for Reece James, and obviously the season that Reece James came on and was incredible. You then have to look at Trevor Chalobah, who stepped in for Wesley Fofana or Thiago Silva, was incredible. Koulibaly, incredible. Cucurella, brilliant. Like, the list goes on. Gallagher, everywhere. All of these guys, like, they are going to be playing out of their skin. The aim is to make problems for Potter. Potter will want all of these problems to have. He wants to be looking at his squad going, oh, who do I pick today? Who do I pick? Because, you know, I'm going to be letting down someone who's been playing really, really well. And if anything, that then drives them. It's really, really impressive performance today. And I think everyone that played, everyone that featured, even the guys on the bench who previously played during the midweek, at the moment, there's a really, really good feeling, and it's only the beginning.
I think the biggest example as well for me that Graham Potter's getting his message across is how easy it is to disrupt a brilliant performance in the week by making 6 or 7 changes. 2 back-to-back 3-0s. A whole host of changes. Players that have come in from minute 1 today were at it. Players that knew they had an opportunity. We keep saying that, but it's true. You know, you can quite easily dislodge your mentality and your momentum from a winning midweek. And Graham Potter's done that today, and it's worked perfectly.
Yeah, it showed a lot of character that the changing room has. We're able to adjust to different systems. We went to a back 4. I think we figured it out. It looked like a 4. We were good from the word go. And you have to be against a team like this, and I think we are beginning to turn the screw a little bit. I think we are beginning to improve as a team and to understand perhaps the new Potter tactics, because we looked secure against Milan. It was pretty much the same story here today. You know, they didn't really have much to worry about. You know, back-to-back 3-0 wins. What more can you want? At the moment, it's good. Bring on the next game.
Well, that's exactly it, isn't it? AC Milan's the next game, Zach, and it's a test because, you know, that we know how good they are. They're probably not going to be as weak as they were in the week with injuries. Perhaps 1 or 2 players might be coming back for that. But like Graham Potter's done today, he's had the opportunity to rest 1 or 2 players that will probably play a lion's share of the minutes in midweek.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and there's questions, man. Honestly, there are questions. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is consistently dropping really, really good performances. It's a different AC Milan. You're playing AC Milan at the San Siro in front of their fans. Now, in terms of going to someone's home of legendary status, of Champions League status, I mean, it's tough to do that. It's going to be tough to do that. And there'll be a big learning experience, I think, dealing with that kind of pressure of the history of the club. And look, Chelsea will know they've beaten 3-0 at Stamford Bridge. It's not going to be as easy as it was here that time at the San Siro. But yeah, bring it on. I can't wait to see it.
We saw a key component of Graham Potter's Brighton side was Robert Sanchez in goal, being able to play out from the back, being almost like a sweeper keeper, as you like. One of the best in the business is Kepa Arrizabalaga. There's a brilliant tweet actually that kind of Kepa sweeper keeper. I play for times like this. Danny made like a 25-yard burst, wins the ball, keeps the ball in play, and then immediately recycles it. And Chelsea are playing again. It's a huge asset to have from the back.
He's like having an extra centre back.
Yeah,
it really is. He's so good with his feet. Since he's come back into the team, hasn't put a foot wrong. We are fortunate in the fact that we have essentially 2 number 1s, you know, and whoever's in the best form and dropping the best performances, they're the one that's in for now. Kepa played excellently today, and he has done for a good few games now. And he's got a wonder of a left foot as well. You know, he can put it wherever he can put it on a sixpence. He really can. So it must be nice for the wing backs and for the defence to know that, you know, with the ball at his feet, he can really pick someone out, and it starts our attacks.
And he's making like game-saving saves now as well. Like, his confidence, you've seen him grow. It's really, really impressive to see how he's improved as a footballer. And like, it's not easy to take time on the bench. I think that's where you can kind of find yourself. It either goes one way or another, and it's really gone the other way. It's pushed him. And when he's been given that chance, I mean, he's not putting a foot wrong. There's no reason to take him out. And especially with the goalkeeping position, it's all about confidence, all about form. And he's doing really, really well. Coming out for crosses, brilliant with his feet. Great saves. The free kick in the first half is not an easy save to make. He does really, really well. I think it's really nice to be having conversations about Kepa where he's performing fantastically. And today was another one of them.
And we keep talking about that. You mentioned it there, but mentality is so important. Graham Potter has spoken about his sort of man management and how that's a big thing to how he manages is, to get to know the person and to make sure the person's comfortable. There's one or two chats that we've already seen on the website and on Chelsea's YouTube channel that I'm sure will be coming out in the next couple of days that you can have a little look at. But it's so important that the person within the footballer is comfortable and happy. And Kepa's a fantastic example of that. He spoke in the Players Tribune article about how he had a difficult spell, seeing not only the very best of him as a player, but as a person. He's got engaged recently and stuff like that. When the person's happy, the player's a lot happier as well. Yeah,
I've been impressed with Graham Potter's emphasis on the mental side of the game, because look, these are players that have been playing at the highest level since around 6 years old. They know how to catch a ball, to kick a ball. They know all of those things. So when things aren't going to plan and they're in a bad spot of form, it's got to be something mental. So to be able to concentrate on something like that shows that Graham Potter is aware. There is great players in everyone in the squad, and if somebody isn't playing as they could, maybe it's something else that needs to be had a look at. And he seems to understand that. Everyone seems happy. Everyone who's coming off the bench is putting in a blinder as well. So at the moment, Graham Potter's getting it all right.
Absolutely right. Christian Pulisic was unlucky not to open his account for the season earlier in the day with a fantastic save by Jose Sarr, and he did eventually get his rewards with a brilliant finish and an all-round good performance from him today. Persistence, not letting your head drop. Again, we mentioned confidence. It's making sure your head doesn't drop when opportunities don't maybe go your way, and he kept at it. He kept getting in. One thing that Pulisic has always done very, very well is getting in the right positions, and he did that today. Fantastic ball from Mace on the half turn going through. Really good finish again. We've mentioned Jose Sarr and how strong of a goalkeeper he is. Really, really strong finish from him, and hopefully he can take this on forward into other games. And again, it's all about creating problems for Graham Potter. It is really interesting, isn't it? Because we'll see over the next few weeks as well players that start to sort of burst their way into Graham Potter's first choice 11, and Christian Pulisic has done that very well this afternoon, certainly putting his name in the conversation again. Right, let's have a little look at what's coming up. Another busy week here at Chelsea Football Club, and of course it really kicks off Tuesday afternoon. Not only have we got a massive Champions League day, that's 7:15 on Matchday Live. Before that, Graham Potter will speak to the press and live training as well. The team getting ready and prepared for a big Milan clash on Tuesday evening. Right, boys, I thought we'd got away with this. We haven't. Trivia is definitely back. Here's the quiz question then that we had a little bit earlier on. And we've had a lot of time to think about this. So who scored our goal when we beat Wolves in the 1994 FA Cup quarter-final? Dan, straight away you went in with
Ruud
Gullit. Zach, any thoughts, any questions?
It's tough. Like why is like you could think about? I mean, Gullit seems like the strongest one.
Gullit's a great shout. I thought Mark Hughes might be in it, but I'm definitely willing to go with Ruud Gullit because I think you spoke with enough assertion. So let's.
It was a guess, guys.
Now you say it. Let's have a little look at the answer. That's a lovely little bring down. Good football. It's a little bit too soon for Ruud Gullit, I'm being told. Gavin
Peacock.
It's a finish and a half, though. That's what it is.
It's a great finish. It's a really good finish.
What a kit as well.
Scored in every round but the final that year, Gavin Peacock.
Boy.
Wow.
What a player.
What a record. What a return.
One of my earliest Chelsea heroes, to be fair.
Was he? Yeah.
First one.
Makes your game off him.
We still see him about, actually. I've seen him a few times around the grounds. So yeah, really nice. Enjoying that. It's been a great game, boys. It's been a fantastic day. Everything's closing down here. Can see Lee Parker somewhere lurking to try and grab one or two of the players, so make sure you keep an eye out on the fifth stand-up for those. Boys, thank you very much for today.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks for
nice one, good work. 3 points in the bag. Chelsea 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.